This is a podcast from the Business Times.
Good morning. It's Monday, August 3rd, 2026. From the Business Times news desk, here are your headlines. What you need to know. The U.S. and Japan conduct their first coordinated yen intervention since 1998. Japan spending an estimated $53.7 billion to halt the yen's slide. U.S.-Iran talks resume today, but reports this morning of a cruise missile strike on a U.S. oil tanker in the Strait cast fresh doubt on prospects. Oil tumbles more than 6% on deal optimism. Gold rises. In world news. In a landmark currency development, the United States and Japan confirmed they conducted a coordinated yen buying intervention on Friday, Singapore time, the first such joint action between the two countries since 1998. Japan's finance ministry estimates the operation involved spending around 8.45 trillion yen, approximately $53.7 billion in what Bloomberg described as potentially Japan's largest single-day foreign exchange intervention on record. The dollar closed at 157.4 yen in New York on Friday, the yen's strongest level since early May. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent confirmed the intervention on X. On Iran, diplomatic contacts are continuing, with talks expected today Singapore time. However, reports emerged this morning from UK Navy maritime monitoring of an Iranian cruise missile being fired at a US oil tanker in the Strait of Hormuz, a development that, if confirmed, could significantly complicate today's talks. We will update this story as it develops. In the region, South Korea's manufacturing PMI rose to 53.1 in July, up from 52.1 in June, marking 8 consecutive months of expansion, with new export orders growing at their fastest pace since April 2021, according to S&P Global. Japan's manufacturing output expanded in July at its fastest pace in more than 12 years, with new orders surging at a 4.5-year high driven by AI-related demand, according to a survey released this morning. India's central bank is expected to hold interest rates unchanged this week, diverging from central banks in Indonesia, the Philippines, Singapore, and South Korea, all of which have raised rates since the Iran conflict began 5 months ago. Malaysia is considering allowing some exports of unprocessed rare earths to strengthen its position in global supply chains after imposing a moratorium on raw rare earth exports in 2024 to encourage domestic processing. In Singapore, the Singapore Institute of International Affairs published a special report today on Singapore's long-term economic competitiveness, recommending steps to sustain growth in the face of geopolitical friction, climate change, and shifting supply chains. In companies and markets, oil tumbled more than 6% this morning. Singapore time, Brent crude falling to $82.41 a barrel, as Iran-related diplomatic contacts lifted hopes of a deal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Gold rose 0.7% to $4,067 an ounce as falling oil prices eased inflation fears. And stocks we're watching include NEO, OUE, and HPL. For updates throughout your day, visit bt.sg. And don't forget to check in with our weekly wrap podcast, Market Focus Daily, at 6 this evening.
This is a podcast by the Business Times. Find more BT podcasts at businesstimes.com.sg/podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts.